Hi guys, Paul here at Radioshop Pickups in South Wales in the United Kingdom. And in this video I'm going to show you how to set your Telecaster pickup height. And there's lots of theories on the internet about how exactly to do this, but all I can do really is just show you the way that we do it, and you can give it a go and see if you like the resulting sound. Now the guitar in this video is a Fender Classic Series 50s Telecaster from the early 2000s. And it's been refinished in True Oil actually, which is really easy to apply. And as you can see there, it's Swamp Ash. I think it's 3-piece. It was at one stage a surf green guitar. I stripped the original black finish, finished it in surf green, and then changed my mind. But you can just about see through some of the cavities a little bit of surf green still poking through. It's maple neck, as you can see. And the pickups in there are our ID Telecaster pickup set. And if you'd like any more information on those, you can have a little look at our website, which is radioshoppickups.com. Now you're going to need a little bit of equipment. You're going to need a steel ruler with measurements all the way down to the bottom. You're going to need 2 Phillips or crosshead screwdrivers. You're going to need a smaller one for the neck pickup, and you're going to need a slightly larger one for the bridge pickup screws. Okay, now there's lots of theories, as I said, about how to actually set your pickup height. Some people do it by ear, which is fine if you've got loads of experience. Maybe you've been setting up guitars for years, you've done pickup height adjustment, loads of times, and you find it easy. That's great. But I like to do it via a measurement. I could do it by ear, but I can be a little bit indecisive. And I can, I have a tendency to enjoy the guitar a little bit less if I'm then kind of thinking, oh, I don't know, I might have another go at that. I might do the pickup height again. And I just find that I'm spending less time enjoying playing the guitar, more time messing around with the height settings on the pickups. So what I like to do is do it via a measurement and then just kind of forget about it, because then I can get straight on with enjoying playing the guitar. Now, if you've seen our previous video on Strat pickup height setting, and now you're watching this video, you'll find that they're quite similar videos, okay? First of all, you're going to set it via a measurement, and then you might have a little bit of a tweak, and then just do a little bit of adjustment to get the right sort of sound for you. But the Telecaster is a little bit more involved than the Stratocaster, I find, to do the pickup height, because you've got, usually when you're setting up the sort of pickup height on a guitar, you're usually thinking, I want there to be the same volume between all pickups. But with a Telecaster, I like to set it so that there's a small volume rise when you go to the bridge pickups for soloing. It's up to you whether you want to set it like this, and I'll show you a couple of options as we go through the video, okay? And also, one of the things to think about is the middle position, okay? Because once you've set your pickup height, and you've then got your sort of bridge tone and you've got your neck tone, where you set the bridge is going to affect what the middle sounds like. So we'll have a little look at blending the 3 sort of sounds of the Telecaster, okay? Now, you need to start off really by taking off that pick guard, because you're never going to get to the access to the neck pickup until you do so. So whether you've got, depends on which sort of Telecaster you've got, which model, but we've got 5 screws in ours, so you just need to take those out and then keep them somewhere safe. I like to use sometimes like a deodorant lid or a can lid to actually keep the screws in, because they have a tendency to go walkabout. Okay, so get the pick guard off. Now, the first thing you need to do now is get your steel rule ready and get your smaller screwdriver ready. And you're going to hold down the string at the last fret. Now, a couple of phrases I'm going to use during this video are bass side and treble side. And when I say bass side, I mean the low E string, and when I say treble side, I mean the high E string, okay? So I'll be using those throughout, bass side and treble side, because obviously there's 2 sides to take measurements from and 2 sides to actually adjust, okay? Now, once you've got your pick guard off, as I said, I want you to go on to the low E string, hold down the last fret and take a measurement of the top of the neck pickup on the bass side, where it actually meets the bottom of the string, okay? So not to the middle of the string, but from the top of the pickup to the very bottom of the string, okay? Now the measurement that we want to set this to, and this is our measurement that we do it, is 2.3 millimeters on the bass side, and then you're going to set the check the measurement on the other side, on the treble side, and you're going to set this to 2 millimeters. Okay? Now, you're going to be measuring and adjusting as we go, and you're going to just make little adjustments and then keep measuring, okay, until you've got it to 2.3 millimeters on the bass side and 2 millimeters on the treble side. And I'll put those up on the screen in imperial as well. Now, obviously, one of the things to think about here when you're doing the neck pickup is that you've actually got to screw in to the body, okay, because the pickups are fixed into the body usually, although occasionally you can get some Telecasters that are mounted via a pickguard, but generally 9 out of 10 Telecasters are going to be mounted into the body. So you'll need to turn clockwise to screw in and lower the pickup, and you'll need to turn anti-clockwise to raise. Okay, so once you set your neck pickup height to those measurements, you're then going to move on to the bridge pickup. Now, this is a little bit trickier. As you can see, there's 3. Okay, and the idea is, obviously you've got 2 to do the general height, and you've also got the ability to tilt. Okay, so this is a bit of a knack really in getting these into the right place. Again, you're going to measure by holding down the E string, the low E string on the last fret, and you're going to measure from the top of the pole piece to the bottom of the string on both the bass side and the treble side. And again, you're going to set it to 2.3 millimeters on the bass side and 2 millimeters on the treble side. Okay, and as I said, there's a bit of a knack to this. You're going to have to adjust 3 screws. Okay, and what you want to make sure is that you've actually got the pickup perpendicular to the top of the guitar. Okay, you don't really want this to be tilted one way or another. So you've got there's a lot of play here, and you'll get the feel for this, whereby you've got to really adjust all 3 as you go, and just keep an eye on the angle of the pickup and make sure it's flat with the top. Okay, now that you've set your bridge and neck pickup height, it's now time to look at perhaps making a few adjustments. Okay, now you don't have to do this because the measurements that we've given you will sound really good. Okay, but if you want to do a little bit of tweaking, then you can do. So if you want to go through some playing, and you can do a variety of different things, plug it into the amp, get it on, I would say 12 o'clock in all the sort of tone settings, mid, bass and treble, so that what you're getting is a nice even sound from the amp, very little coloration. And do a few different sort of playing things. Play some arpeggios, play some sort of pentatonic runs, chordal work. Go through a few different things so that you can gauge whether you've got the right sound that you're looking for. Now, on the neck pickup, if you decide that you want to do a little bit of tweaking of the sound from the neck pickup, then what I find is helpful is to actually adjust and make sort of little tweaks, but that you can easily undo. So take note of where the screws are, and then if you can imagine that one of them is pointing 12 o'clock, then you would actually be sort of tightening it by 1/4 of a turn in order to lower it a little bit. And then if you decide that you don't want to keep that change, you can easily go back because you've taken note of which way the screw is actually pointing. Now, your instinct should be to lower the pickup rather than raise, okay? Because if you get the pickups too close to the strings, then you can get some kind of undesirable effects, really, like sort of wolf tones, because basically the pickups are pulling, and the magnetic sort of pull pieces of the pickups are pulling the strings down a little bit. Now, if you follow the measurements that we've given you, you won't get anywhere near where that starts to happen, so it wouldn't be anything that you'd need to worry about. But as I said, you need to have the instinct of lowering rather than raising the pickup, okay? So if you go to the neck pickup and you decide, right, that's a little bit too trebly, then what you might want to do is lower the neck pickup on the treble side by, say, 1/4 of a turn, okay? You can try it, run through a bit more playing, and you think, actually, it was better as it was. Because you take note of where the actual screws are, you can easily put it back. So, as I said, instinct, lower rather than raise. So if you've got a neck pickup that's too trebly, then you want to lower the treble side. If it's too bassy, lower the bass side. Don't do it by sort of raising sides, but actually just do it by small micro adjustments where you lower the pickup on either side. Go to the bridge, do the same thing again. Have a think about the sound that you've got. Is it too trebly? Is it too bassy? and just do a little bit of adjustment. But of course, you've got 3 to adjust, and you need to make sure the pickup is still kind of perpendicular with the top. So there's a little bit more to adjust in the bridge. But again, use the sort of, try to take note of where the actual screw is so that you can either raise it by 1/4 of a turn or lower it. And then if you don't like it, you can easily put it back, okay? Now, once you've got your 2 pickups where you like, so in terms of the sound that you want from each of them, it's time to start looking at the actual blend between the 2 pickups, okay? Now, generally, what you're going to need to do is actually do the adjustments now on the bridge pickup by lowering a little bit, okay? Leave the neck pickup where it is and think about the actual middle sound and also whether you want a volume jump when you go to the bridge or not, okay? Now you need to go to the bridge pickup, and again, you should do a lot of playing and just sit there and enjoy playing. If you can sort of forget that what you're doing and just enjoy playing for a bit, then you'll actually, before long, you'll start to get a feel for, actually, do you know what, when I go from the neck pickup to the bridge pickup, there's a bit of a volume jump. So I need to now lower the bridge pickup a little bit. And again, take note of where the screws are, try a 1/2 turn, okay? Try even a 1/4 of a turn or even 3/4 of a turn. It's entirely up to you. You can just do it in sort of micro adjustments, go back to playing, checking it, going from the neck to the bridge, and see if there's a volume jump when you go to the bridge or not. Now, if you want, you can have all 3 pickups at the all 3 pickup sounds rather at the same volume, so that you go from the neck pickup to the middle to the bridge, and they're all at the same volume. Personally, I like there to be a little bit, just a small amount of a jump when you go to the bridge pickup, okay? So the trick here now is to make micro adjustments to that bridge, okay? And when you're doing it now, because you earlier on set the actual balance that you wanted, what you will need to do now is do all the adjustment on all 3 screws, so that if you decide, right, I want to lower the bridge pickup, then you're going to do, let's say, a 1/4 of a turn on all 3 screws. And that means you don't have to keep getting the ruler out all the time, okay? Because you're lowering the whole pickup by the same amount, okay? So keep going, keep playing, go from the neck to the middle to the bridge, think about what sort of middle sound you want and whether you want that jump in volume when you go to the bridge, perhaps for solos, and just keep playing, take a bit of time over this and adjust the height of that bridge, okay, until you've got it at the right blend that you want. And at the end, you should have a neck pickup that sounds really smooth, and it shouldn't be trebly at all. It's quite a deep sound, awesome for blues from the neck pickup. The middle should be awesome for chordal work and just for the rhythm playing. And then when you go to the bridge, personally, I like there to be a tiny little jump and lots of bite for you to use for a solo. So really, it's open to interpretation now, and you've got to set that blend yourself by lowering the bridge pickup until you get it to the point where you're really happy with the 3 sounds from the guitar. Okay, and that's how I do it. And it does take a bit of tweaking, but that's the way it is with Telecasters. There's a little bit of play in getting that blend right between the middle and the bridge. But it's generally going to be via lowering rather than raising. Otherwise, you're going to get a bridge pickup that's overpowering the neck. So, as I said, it's quite complicated doing the Telecaster pickup height, and I hope you've been able to follow that and you've enjoyed watching the video. Hope you found it useful. If you did find it useful, feel free to subscribe to our channel, where we're going to be doing lots of sort of how-to videos. And if you'd like any information on our pickups, just give us a shout. Thanks for watching, guys.